Welcome to my podcast. This is a podcast where I'll be teaching you all the systems and strategies you need in creating your visibility so you can turn your passion for coaching into a profitable business. I'm your host, Michelle Quay. I am a visibility coach, content and email marketing strategist, international speaker, and author, as well as the founder of Elevate Life Coaching. Let's just say that I know a few things about overcoming seemingly impossible obstacles in life and in business. I'm on a mission to be the champion that helps you to get to the top of your mountain, one courageous step at a time. Welcome to the show. How do you take care of yourself lately? I noticed that as we go moving towards the end of the year, a lot of us are in that crunch time. You want to get things done. You want to get them done in time. Last time I checked, it was 160 something days until Christmas. I'm the one who's doing a lot of Christmas counting down because I want to remind you that time is limited. Today might be the last day that we have. So use your opportunity, live today to your best, and that you are passionate about what you do today. I am excited because today I have my friends and fellow and colleague, Kelly Daubach. I hope I pronounced her last name right. I forgot to check with her. Kelly is a business coach who helped healthcare professionals exit corporate healthcare and become the CEO of their own business. She has a background of 15 years as distinguished sales and operational executive with a career highlighted by success in diverse settings. As a former VP of business development, her superpower include leadership, strategic planning, product introduction, and coaching teams. Kelly has spent over the last 15 years launching business from scratch from corporate, and now she's doing that for the healthcare professional, transitioning from a 9-to-5 to become the CEO of their own business. Her specialty is new businesses from bootstrapping proof of concept to building out the categories of one niche to elevate the brand of each unique business to gain immediate traction in the market. I cannot wait to pick her brain. I know you do too. So let's just bring her onto the show and join me with a warm welcome. And I would love for you to say taco to let me know that you are here with us. And please, with a warm welcome, Kelly. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. Good morning, Michelle, and to your viewership. Good afternoon and good morning. Good Wednesday. Happy hump day.
I know, right? They call it the hump day because people are trying to get over it and get past it, get through it. We just have so much taco. There's so much weight that we're carrying every single day. So Kelly, did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Daubach. Yes.
Daubach. Okay. All right. And you are you graduated from iPad coaching. How did you get into coaching in the first place?
I have always been interested in self-improvement and increasing my self-awareness. And really, it came to me through a suggestion of someone that said, you really have a lot of coaching style in how you lead and manage teams. And I just kind of contemplated it and saw that there was a tremendous opportunity for coaching certification programs. And so took that year. I typically do one big program a year in self-development, and I decided to commit to coaching starting in the beginning of at the end of 2020.
Wow. And prior to that, you are a certified registered dietitian.
Yes, I went to school way back when to become a registered dietitian. And it's truly part of who I am to study natural mechanisms of healing from, your surroundings and your environment. To also let the food be the medicine and the medicine be the food.
I know so much about food because I remember during my transition in this personal development field, I realized that there's a lot of things that I put into my body. It wasn't really the best. I noticed that myself, I was getting a lot tired quickly. And I noticed my body I was aging. I was feeling the pain and aches of aging. You know what they said about getting old? I was feeling getting old.
You're
Yeah.
feeling it. Yes. And what did that trigger in you once you noticed kind of like any diet changes or ways to be conscious of what you're putting in your body?
Well, I think the first thing I noticed was my weight, right? And used to work in a like a I'm in healthcare, so a lot of time, I'm eating in front of the computer because I need to get the orders, I need to get the prescription filled, and so there's a lot of just eating not very healthy way. So I'm like chucking down the food. I'm fighting against the time, and there's a lot of food that I eat, like hamburger, fries. There's a lot of that I consume. And the first thing I noticed was my weight was gaining. I was gaining weight. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane. So from dietitian to now helping business, healthcare professional, what was that transition like?
The transition was really a detoxification from a corporate environment. I would say that's really kind of where it started. So, as a vice president of business development, I had been responsible for building businesses inside of businesses. So, it became really my greatest attribute and my highest business acumen to build businesses from scratch. And so the core competency of building businesses remained fairly neutral through the transition because it's kind of like what I have always done and what I continue to do.
Mhm.
But the transformation of working for a corporate environment versus becoming a business owner and becoming your brand was truly transformational and the biggest self-development course I have invested in.
Tell us more about that transformational process. What was that transformational process going from working for someone else in a business, right? And then to now you're your own CEO. What does that look like?
It looks like unlearning the way that you used to do your job and training yourself a completely new way to go to work every day. So I would say I had to go down to the basics of practicing my thoughts, because what I used to do was serving someone else and serving a job and serving a responsibility. And it turned to serving myself and my purpose and my passion, ultimately my clients as well. But at the end of the day, if you're an entrepreneur and CEO, you're serving yourself and you're in alignment with your values. So I had to practice my thoughts because the old thoughts didn't work. I'll get up and someone will give me my list of things to do. The list wasn't there. So I had to practice. I create my goals, my responsibilities, my tasks.
Mhm.
Okay, so then I practice those thoughts. Once you practice those thoughts, they lead to feelings. And the feelings, then, if, depending what feeling is leading, will then be another guiding, I guess, green light or yellow light or red light in my roadway to determine, should I go ahead or is this something that I should stop, think about? And so I really used my emotions as my intuitive guidance in deciding the ways and how to go to work every day. And then action, right?
Mhm.
Action is inspired by the feelings and the thoughts and beliefs. And action is easy when it feels good. So, really, truly getting down to the basics, I taught myself how to do things that felt good.
Mhm. I love what you share about like you used to have a list of to do because people tell you, well, Michelle, here's a list of things that you need to complete or the things that you need to take care of. Here's a list, go do it, right? And you're on the clock. So the minute that you clocked in, you have responsibility. You go and attend, and you check off the list. But what you described kind of remind me the first day when I started my own business, it was like walking into an office, but I don't have an office anymore. And so what do I do first? It was that
Yeah.
confusion of what do I need to do first? Do I have a website? Do I not have a website? What do I need first?
Yes. Yes.
So how did you find your direction in terms of like setting up, knowing what needs to be done, and how did you go about like arranging your day and knowing that these are the tasks that are important for your business?
Yes. So I think was rooted in the type of business that I wanted to start or the coaching practice that I wanted to lead. And
Mhm.
that was in and around a reflective process of who am I and what impact do I want to make on this world? And healthcare has always been I've worked in healthcare for 16 years, and it's been a tremendous calling to me to heal people. And there are so many growing and expansive ways to heal people that I felt that I could best serve by bringing my business capabilities into the future ways or the expansive ways of healing humanity. And so that was really kind of like the first big stake in the ground.
Mhm.
And then beyond that, I hired a business coach, which
Mhm.
is, I believe, very important for anyone starting a new business, just because it leads you to accountable action,
Mhm.
and it helps guide a plan. And then I really subsetted all of the goals and the milestone into reasonable tasks and timelines.
Mhm.
Um, and I did a lot of, like we were talking about today, the self-care, because that is more important, if not as important, as the building of the business.
I love it. So we'll get to self care in a moment. Those of you who's dropping in, I just wanted to reset the room a little bit. Today I'm talking to Kelly, who's a business coach, and she is here to talk to us about how to institute the self care as a business CEO in your own brand. And so I have her here today, and she just shared about her experience coming out from 16 years of healthcare, being a healthcare professional, and now she's a CEO of her own business. So, how do you incorporate that self care part into our business?
I think I'll start with the easiest way because I'll believe in progress over perfection, and I know that action is taken when it's met with least resistance. So I would start by saying that I simplified my life according to my values. And when we talk about simplifying our lives, you may think Marie Folio, right? Your closet, get rid of things like clean out the pantry, eat only things from the garden. I don't know. I don't know what comes to mind for you, Michelle, when I say simplify.
Does this spark joy?
Does this bring joy? Yes,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And that's a perfect leeway into what sparks joy for me may not be the same thing as what sparks joy for you. But being able to own your values is a teeny tiny small increment of owning a business, because it's difficult to step all the way in from working for someone to this great big role of owning a business when you can't even like own your own mindset or own your values, or you're not living in your truth. And so take a values assessment every 6 months, if not at least once a year, because your values change. And if you create a transformational journey, you're definitely going to have a shift in values. So the simplest way is to take that list of values and then see, how am I living in alignment or out of alignment with these values? And that alone will help you begin to build trust in yourself.
Mhm. Hey, a quick interruption. What is your storytelling superpower that build trust, authority, and attract clients who are perfectly aligned in your coaching business? Storytelling in your coaching business is the most authentic way of building relationship with your potential clients that allows you to instantly connect with them even before they hop on your discovery call. Imagine you can write, speak, create any messages that resonate with your potential clients without sacrificing your uniqueness. In fact, every story you tell can make marketing your business quick, easy, and actually kind of fun. You really can get paid for who you are and not just what you do. Ready to find your happy ending? Head over to quiz.attractclientsthroughstorytelling.com to find out what storytelling superpower you have in your coaching business. Now back to the show. I love it. Does it spark joy? That was the first thing that came to my mind. Because I think a lot of the healthcare professional, and especially nowadays, because we're still talking about that great resignation, right? So a lot of people who's tired of where they are, they're feeling burnt out. They're looking for an alternative way of what can I do with the rest of my life in terms of my career professionally. So they're looking for ways to get out of that burnout feeling, that overwhelming feeling. And, little did they know that when I go into business is something else. It's a whole complete different set of overwhelm. So how do I actually allow myself easily transition into that space? And I love what you share about the values, going back and looking at what has shifted during that transition. Yeah. So what else? What else you got for us? Like what would be step number 2? So once I discover these values, what would be my step number 2?
I would say that your step number 2 is to put them into practice into your business. Once you know what your values are and what's important to you, implement your big goals, your milestones, right? Your steps on the ladder in alignment with those values. So if you have a value of putting family first, don't create goals and milestones that are going to require you to work 60 hours a week. It's not going to feel good. And so it's important when you think about those values and put those in alignment, in true energy alignment with your business goals and aspirations. And your business mission is also a great next place to start. Because if you think about, results are truly created through mindset. Your mission of your business is like your business's mindset. Mm-hmm. So if something isn't going in line for your business, the first place I'd say is take it back to your mission and see, is that in alignment with your mission? So that would be step number 2.
As we're talking about mission, I think a lot of people are having issue or trouble identifying that mission. I wanted to bring impact. I wanted to make a difference in this world, but how do I narrow down to exactly what is my mission? I'm thinking that my mission would be here to change the world. I want to make this place a better place. I want to be able to serve my clients, but how do I narrow down to that mission statement that people are talking about?
So I think it starts with, again, going back to your niche, right? Or your business statement. You're working to elevate and make people visible. I work to help healthcare professionals transition into becoming CEO of their own business. And so looking at that specifically can help you determine the impact that your business will have in the world.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then what's my next step? So I know my values. I have my mission statement. I'm trying to simplify all the process. What's next?
Work on your ability to lead yourself.
Okay.
So your ability to lead others is directly correlated to your ability to lead yourself. So many people work on the business. I'm going to get more email addresses. I'm going to build a bigger pipeline. I'm going to hire somebody. I'm going to do this. Those are things that need to be done. But if you are not leading yourself and bringing, like you said, does it bring you joy? Is it bringing you joy? More than likely, you started a business in this line of work in healthcare and healing others because you have healed yourself in some way. And so you have to honor that pathway to continue to heal and lead yourself in order for others to trust you. Because you don't get business, can't build a business without trust. And until you trust yourself, no one else will trust you.
Mm. I love it. Everything starts from within, and everything starts with ourselves, right? So if we don't have that self, there is no wealth, there is no health, and so it's almost like a a continuous ladder of you got to have the self first before you have the health, and then you will have the wealth that comes afterward. So I'm curious, how are you taking care of yourself in terms of the self-care as a business owner?
I would say living my own truth.
Mhm.
So simple yet complex, right? Like it's simple in philosophy,
We have some
but
time, so don't
yeah.
worry. We can keep going.
Simple in concept, but complex in terms of implementation. Because if you think about how you trust yourself, it's aligning the way that you want to live with your habits and actions day in and day out. And so that's truly how I practice self-love, is living my truth. Am I doing things that serve my highest good, my highest self, which will in turn serve the world, serve my family? Or am I doing things that are societal norms? Or am I doing things that are passed down from generations of primal time and survival, you know? And so it's that constant compass. So I journal, meditate, focus, read, exercise, all daily habits to ensure that that alignment with my truth is the center of my life.
Mhm. As you're describing your routine, like you journal, meditate, and you exercise, I'm almost curious. That I'm really curious. You know how, like, when you watch YouTube and there's like what's in my bag, it almost makes me wanted to take a peek into Kelly's life. So what does your daily life look like?
Yo, well, hey, I don't know if it's as exciting as it may be, but if I looked in my bag for like the morning,
Yeah.
for just thinking of tomorrow morning, it's going to be a pair of goggles, and a swim cap, a bicycle. I ride a bit across town, and I swim at sunrise with a group of individuals who train for triathlons and in a lake in the middle of Orlando. And then I come back and see my children after school. I usually have a cup of coffee with them, talk about their morning. They ride their bikes to school, come in, shower, get ready for the day. And then I meditate, I journal, and I move into my business for the day. The completion of my day is typically when, or I guess my work day, it's when the children get home from school. And we talk about the day. I begin to make dinner. I love making dinner. I love creating nutritious, balanced, good meals for my family. It's truly one of my favorite habits daily, is to cook with my kids and serve them good food. And then we have a family dinner if we're not running to baseball or softball or volleyball practice. And then wind down, whatever that looks like. Swim in the pool, have a family movie, chill.
That feels so good. It feels like so less stressful, because I feel like as a business owner, and a lot of time we're like all about hustling. I got to meet the deadline. I got to create the website. I got to have this page done. I got to create this workbook. I got to create this, and I got to put more videos out. And so there's a lot of I got to do on my list. But when you are described as you're describing your day, it feels like, oh, I could be on vacation all day.
Yeah, I do. Well, this is my first year in my business, and I will have taken 7 weeks of vacation. So I think like the to-dos fit in, but there's boundaries. And as much as I can get done, because my work is not my only value and my only purpose of being, there's boundaries around it. And so, yes, there's always more to do. But I also really believe in investing in your business so that there are tools, people, techniques, and organization that can help you automate a lot of that too.
I love it. And so, as we're wrapping up, I would love to hear how does a client work with you?
So I work with clients who have already started a business or are seeking to start a business, specifically coming from healthcare. And the reason that I focus in healthcare is, one, I understand it from the inside. And a lot of times my clients have business ideas that have to do with intricacies of the healthcare system. And so I work with, like I said, nurses, pharmacists, clinicians, doctors. I have a CPA and IT director as well, but essentially individuals that feel called to heal humanity in some way. And so that can be, through traditional medicine or through other healing techniques. But those are individuals that work with me to develop their business niche and their specificity, all the way to launching their business and bringing their clients on board to serve them using their gifts.
As you're describing it, I can think of a lot of nurses who would be like, there's Kelly. I gotta
Yes.
look her up. And so where can people find you, Kelly?
I will drop my email in the comments, which is a great place to find me. They can also find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, social media, all utilizing, my first and last name for searching purposes. I'd love to hear from you. And even if it's just to explore, many times people just need a place to brain dump. And I am happy to be that place to allow people to explore their true potential and hold the space of what could be possible. No strings attached, really, just truly understanding what is possible.
And I think it's very important that, a lot of time we have these ideas running in our head and you really don't have anybody who maybe have done it or know how to do it to bounce off the idea too. And so I think it's really helpful to actually just sit down and reach out to you or to anyone who have done it and understand how to do it, to sit down and talk about it so that, maybe you'll get some inspiration walking away. And I know that you brought a freebie for us.
A what? I'm sorry.
A free giveaway?
Yes, absolutely. So it is the freedom assessment, your true freedom, right? Because some people, especially myself, I thought I had freedom when I was in my corporate job. I had my family. I was taking great vacations. I was doing all of the things that magazines say of freedom, but I didn't have freedom in my heart. And so what I offer individuals is a free freedom assessment to help you identify the level of freedom that you have in your life. That's it. Just identify. And then if you're interested in how you increase that freedom, there's ways to do that as well. But we don't know where we want to go until we know where we are.
I love it. You gotta have some type of direction in order to go to where you want to go, right?
Yes.
If you're just feeling standing still, then chances are you're not going anywhere. So where can we get that freebie? Where can we get that?
Via email to me,
Okay.
coachkelly@anewcoaching.com.
All right. Let me drop that into the banner here so that people can reach out to you. Any last word of advice for our viewers and our listeners? Any last word of advice, Kelly?
Last word of advice is it's a favorite quote of mine. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and lead a trail. And if we're doing that, there's 8 billion new trails on this planet, and that's an exciting planet to live on.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I wonder if you're one of the explorer. Explorer are those who very adventurous. They're all about exploring the new stuff. They're open to new idea, new innovations. Yeah. So
absolutely.
Right?
Yes. Creativity, innovation are my hashtags. Yes.
Yay! All right. So I do have a couple of rapid firing questions for you.
Yeah.
This is just to help my viewers and listeners to get to know you better. So ready for the first one?
Yes.
Since you are a dietitian, so I kind of tailor my rapid firing around food.
Okay.
What is your favorite pizza topping? Rapid firing.
Green peppers.
Green peppers. I love it. Mine is pineapple.
Okay.
What time of the day are you most inspired?
11 a.m.
If you could be a character in a television show, what character would you want to be?
Moana.
We just talked about that. If you had to give someone a book you have read, what would it be?
The Alchemist.
Oh, I love that book. What is your zodiac sign, and do you believe in it?
I absolutely believe in it. And I am a Cancer, Sun, Moon, and a Venus rising.
Oh, I have a lot of Cancer friends. All right, one last question. And this one came from my favorite quote from The Little Prince. It says, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eyes." What do you believe is essential but invisible to the eyes?
Love.
Oh, so
Yes.
amazing. Kelly, thank you so much for being on the show. I had a good time. We learned so much, and hopefully, a lot of people would be reaching out if you've been thinking about transitioning from a healthcare environment, that burnout, overwhelmed, not so inspiring environment to becoming the CEO of your own life in your business. Then definitely check out Kelly.
Thank you so much, Michelle. It's such a pleasure to get to know you, work with you, another fellow healthcare professional, pushing the boundaries and creating a new, even keeping healthcare going. We need more. There is so much expansive space in this universe. What we're only doing by not serving it is not creating. So thank you for the work that you're doing in your life as well.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I will see you in the backstage, and let me close up the show.
Namaste.
See you in a minute. Namaste. All right, everyone. Hopefully you walk away with something that's very valuable to think about today. Start with your value. Go back. If you feel like you are at a crossroad, always go back to the list of values, review it, look at it. Perhaps something has shifted and you might be thinking about when would you like to become the CEO of your own life? Hey, beautiful. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast and found values from this episode, I would love for you to leave me a rating and review. Now, as a token of my appreciation, after you have left your review, I want you to take a screenshot of it and send it to me via email at michelle@elevatelifecoaching.org, and I will buy your next cup of coffee. I promise. One thing that I was struggling with in my early years of business was finding the right people to connect with. It feels like you are on this entrepreneur journey on your own. Sometimes we all just need friends who can share our dreams and goals and who can relate to us what we're going through as we grow our business together. If you are a woman coach who is ready to grow your coaching business and you're looking for strategies to get seen, get heard, and get higher, I want to invite you to come and find me in our community on Facebook at the Visibility Confidence Lounge. This is a community of heart-centered women coaches who are looking to grow their coaching business by creating engaging, authentic, visible content with storytelling for their business to get more leads and attract more clients. I will see you at my next tea party. Bye now.